I went to my first LA red carpet premiere event. Sounds so cool just saying that. Who am I? This is an extra special event because it was put on by one of my favorite YouTube channels, some of my favorite YouTubers who inspire me the most, Yes Theory. I've been following Yes Theory for a while now, and I remember back in November of 2019 seeing a video about a guy who wanted to do an Iceman in Antarctica.
Anders Hoffman, a 29-year-old from Denmark who 2 years ago decided to drastically change his life path. He quit his job as a management consultant and committed himself to one of the most audacious feats any human has ever attempted. Finishing an Ironman triathlon on the only continent where no one has ever dared to try before. Antarctica. That's a 3.8 kilometer swim, 180 kilometer bike ride, and a 42 kilometer run, all in sub-0 degree temperature. And he calls it the Iceman.
I remember really loving the video. I remember watching Anders talk about his dream, and actually he wasn't an athlete, he was just a normal person, and that was part of the entire point. I remember thinking that we both had a lot of things in common. Watching him talk about his goal immediately had me feeling inspired, because his drive to accomplish it was just so contagious. I also really resonated with a lot of things from his story, one of which is that he was also working a corporate job that his soul just wasn't in, and he was also struggling to find a place where he fit, just like me. So after I watched the video, I followed Anders on Instagram, and I've been following his journey ever since. I remember watching his Instagram stories in 2020 and knowing what was going on in the world at that time in March, just rooting for him to get back in time so he could get home. I've been following his journey for a while, so when the opportunity came up for people who watch the channel, who watch Yes Theory, to invest and support Project Iceman, I jumped at the opportunity.
Other news, I just bought an NFT. I've never bought one before. I'm just like learning what they even are, just like lots of people, but Yes Theory was raising money for their documentary that they did for the Iceman. If you don't know, like, I'll link some stuff, but I just wanted to support it, and they were selling NFTs, so I was like, well, what better time than now to buy an NFT? I don't know, it's kind of fun.
I don't know if I can explain this, but briefly, I get so much value out of watching YouTubers and the people who I follow on Instagram because their drive inspires me and their energy is contagious, and I love watching people I look up to do hard things. So when an opportunity like this comes up to support a project like theirs, it's just, in my mind, the least I can do to support the project for how much value they've given me over the years. I bought the NFT. I had never bought an NFT before, but I am an NFT owner, and I became an investor. Fast forward a bit, 3 years later, the film is made, it's finished, and Yes Theory and Anders, all the members of Project Iceman, announced they were going to do a global red carpet premiere tour.
Probably the most inexperienced team ever to go to Antarctica. Two of them had never been skiing before. That was the only means of transportation that we had, right? None of us had ever been to Antarctica before. None of us had set up an Iceman, right? None of us had done an Iceman as well. None of them had filmed for a documentary before, right? We had no experience going there, but we still made it happen. The average age of the whole team is 27. None of them has arranged a tour before, and we were told we couldn't set up a world tour like 7 countries, 8 destinations in a month, and we only had a month and a half to prepare. But here we are, it's going pretty fucking well.
Partners, people who invested, were going to get the opportunity to buy red carpet tickets at half price. So of course, I set my alarms to wake up really, really early on a Saturday morning, Mountain Standard Time, and I bought myself and Ray tickets to go see the red carpet premiere in LA. I want to know, side note, I want to know when the last global release of an independent documentary happened, because to me that's what I keep thinking about, is they've gone to so many different countries, 8 stops on this premiere tour, so many different countries, This thing is global. This is huge. And it's YouTubers that I've watched forever. That's just validates so much that YouTubers are valid. YouTubers can make things happen just as much as anybody else. Just as much as like professional film studios or A-list celebrities or anyone. Ray and I took a quick trip over to LA and we went to the premiere and it was everything I wanted it to be. It was amazing. We got to meet Anders and Ammar at a little meet and greet because we bought the VIP tickets. So it came with a meet and greet, open bar, food, which the food, I didn't get any footage of it because it was so good. But we got to meet Anders and Ammar. And Anders was so genuine and so kind, and he thanked me for contributing to the film and almost made me cry, telling me how it couldn't have happened without me, which was very, very sweet. And then Ammar and I ended up matching, which is funny because Ray and I had tried to go to a couple places, 2 places, to shop for red carpet clothes, and we couldn't. So we had to wear backup outfits, and mine just ended up matching Ammar's. Which is funny, when we came up to our turn to talk to them, he pulled me next to him and he asked her, he's like, "Aren't you jealous that we match more than you?" It was really funny, very lighthearted. They were both so kind in person, just like they are on videos, so if you ever wonder, there you go. We met countless of Yes Fam members at the premiere. It was amazing. I've never been to an event where everyone you stand next to or everyone you walk past is so open. So everybody I stood next to greeted me and like wanted to meet me, and like I loosened up and started to like ask people questions. And I know I came away from that event with friends that will be long-term friends forever, and I hope we get to see them again someday. Oh, and we even got tattoos. I'm sure I have B-roll that's better than that for the tattoos. But we got tattoos because they also had free tattoos there. And of course, Ray and I worked the red carpet a little bit. It was just such a surreal experience, and I'm so thankful that I got to go. And I'm also so thankful to Yes Theory for opening it up for investors and for us to have a red carpet event so that we could go to. It was amazing. Oh, so watch the film. The film was fantastic. It was amazing. It was beautiful. I cannot wait to see it again. I really hope I get the chance to see it again because I cried several times.
Coming from a country where you're told you're oftentimes nothing special and you should set realistic goals, having gone through this journey where nobody thought it was possible to do the Iceman, nobody thought we could make our own documentary, and nobody thought we could make a world tour. I'm fucking proud to be here right now.
Anders did this whole project because he wanted to prove that limitations are perceptions, that the only limitations in life are the ones you accept. And so at the end of the screening, Ammar asked the audience to share what our Iceman was, and props if it wasn't physical. And mine's not physical, so I thought I'd share. I didn't get a chance to share mine, so I thought I would share it here. My Iceman is Project Memoir. I have been working on a memoir. I've been writing one. The first draft is done. I'm ready to start edits. It is on PTSD and trauma and finding healing when, fittingly, when people tell you there is no healing to be found. The memoir is about a time when I was sexually assaulted at college, and through that entire experience, I had very little support. I had people who had been assaulted 30 years ago tell me that I would never heal, that it was impossible, that I would have to carry it around for the rest of my life. And I believed them for a very, very long time until I decided I couldn't live that way anymore. I tried so many different things and eventually I've gotten to a place where I feel like myself again. And I'm not even sure that that's true because myself is so different now than I was before. And it's just crazy. And I'm very proud of myself, but that's what the memoir is about. And my whole goal is to publish it and get it out to as many people as possible because I know there are a lot of people in my situation who really need to hear that there's some hope. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in following along with Project Memoir, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell so you get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you have a minute, give this video a like and leave a comment of what your Iceman is, especially if any of my Yes Theory people are watching this. Like, let me know what your Iceman is. I'm very interested.
The thing that 7 years ago I just had met Thomas and Matt and Darren, and we decided that we wanted to do something different with our lives. Just 4 guys in our early 20s from 4 different corners of the world, and we just really had made the commitment that we wanted to do something different. We didn't want to live our lives with the voices of those around us. And at that point, the journey was just doing 30 things in 30 days that we've never done before. And when I think back and when I go back to watch Project 30 and these videos that marked the beginning of this journey, it just it makes me so proud to see us come this far and to see the commitment that it required for us to make it this far, and the love that it took to actually be here, because it wasn't really about being smart business players or having deals be done a specific way so that the partnership continues. It really came down to love, and that's been the source and the seed of everything that we try to put out in the world as Yes Theory. And this story has so much love in it, almost too much love, that people were willing to put their lives in the line for it, as you guys are going to see. So it's just, it makes me to feel this collective energy coming together for a story that we believe can do good for the world is the most incredible thing. And as I said, to be doing it with our community is unparalleled.